And there. Okay.
We're
Now people
back!
can see
We're
us.
back!
My goodness.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back to.
Don't get us sued!
Markiplier, if you see this. Hi. That's it.
As you're down there at the alien
That's all I
area
got.
live, Elder Julie, just call me JL. Welcome back, witnesses!
Yes, hello everyone, I am Ghost BK. I am the Dungeon Master for today.
We
as
are-
we hop back into the superhero setting. It has been...
As you can see,
A
we
fair
are
bit
at an
of
all-time
time.
low of present party members, but that's alright. We'll
yeah,
live.
Yeah, so...
I'm just here.
You,
I
I
was
right
just,
now.
Terps is physically present, but not mentally.
I'm just sleeping. I was sleeping, just vibing out, just vibing, doing my thing. Then all of a sudden, I hear my loud ass Transformers theme alarm, and I was like, "What the fuck? It's not a weekday yet." And then I see, and I was like, "Oh, see, yeah, makes sense."
He forgot. He forgot it was D&D day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make a commitment to yourself, and then you're just like, ah, shit.
Me every Thursday. When I have to do the laundry.
Me seeing my schedule at work. That way I can make the monies to do stuff.
Alrighty! Who's the anonymous figure that we met last time? Ghost, please, go forth with your recap.
Yeah, the Jade is exceedingly curious. Whenever we mention the superhero stuff, it would always go back to, I wonder who the heck that one guy is.
He's right.
Hold on. Is mine? There we go. Okay. Just
Like,
double check.
exceeding curiosity. Like, this is
Well, I
about...
mean, I could give the recap. Do you guys want to give the recap, possibly, or should I just do it?
Well,
exist.
last time, as far as I remember, people were chilling. Backstory recap. Gang attack on a gang attack at like a protest. People trying to get rid of something that's against building code. Gang attack. People showed up. Mr. Edgy over here got shot like 15 times. I kept trying to throw guys at other guys, wasn't working. So instead, I decided to invoke the energy of a dolphin and sucker punch a guy like a whack-a-mole. Crow lady was doing her thing. I had to basically beg her to heal Mr. Reggie. If I remember correctly, that's how it went. And then once it was done, a mysterious figure, a disembodied voice in the background. Did I get it? Do I pass?
Sure. I mean, I haven't got stickers or anything to give out. Sure.
Dang
And
it,
you had to mention that I got shot to bits.
Man, I would have
Well,
liked
you
a gold
did.
star.
A lot.
I did.
So did,
and it was not. And it
Man,
wasn't very graceful.
I would have liked a gold star.
Yeah, and of course, you also need to remember that I don't think... Jade, did you even take damage in that fight?
No,
Nah.
Jay did not take a fraction of damage.
Nah, I'm too flexible and able to be. You can't grab what isn't there, so the ground is like the best armor.
I forgot.
So
that
Jade, I would recommend
couldn't
something.
hit you for the life of me.
What?
Jade, I'm just gonna mention this now.
Yeah?
This time don't try to throw people.
Yeah, no, I learned my lesson. Maybe I'll do it like once as a trade.
Yeah, no offense, Jade. When you were telling me about your character, you said nothing about throwing people.
I just thought it would be funky. I like my AoE.
Yeah, just you have no AoE abilities. You're just trying to throw people, which is a strength thing, which you
Whoopsie.
don't have.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
Anywho, but yeah, so let's see.
You really should. You really should think more ahead when it comes to stuff like this.
Now we boogie. It's fine.
I should think it more ahead, or Jade should think more ahead.
No, I'm talking about Jade.
No, it's fine.
Jade should
It's
think
fine.
more ahead.
It's fine. We boogie. I'll punch a bag later for something.
Well, so last we left off, you guys fought, and we ended with a person flying overhead of you guys.
And that concludes previously on whatever this is called.
Yeah, I haven't really
Okay,
been able to come up with a good name for this.
Ghost, you suddenly.
What?
It's
what?
my internet again. Fuck me.
Rip.
Oh, rip.
Rip. Anyways,
What?
please continue.
Yeah, anywho, so, you three find yourselves, kind of standing there with, unconscious, like, thugs all around,
Yeah.
and a person flying in the air. And he was talking to you last time, saying, not bad. It could be better, though.
I mean, it's just my debut, man.
And frankly, this isn't really one of my best days. Apparently, stormtroopers have better aim today.
I see
Or whatever
that.
the non-copyright equivalent of stormtroopers. So, I'll throw a lot of things at you guys. I want to throw copyright.
They can't really. They can't really copyright the term stormtrooper because it's actually a historical term because World War II stuff.
So I'm not taking chances with Disney. We'll send
Unless
assassins
Disney's
with
willing to.
mouse ears on
Unless
me,
Disney.
on them.
Unless Disney's willing. Unless Disney's willing to sue people for making historical references to stormtroopers during World War II, yeah.
That would get them in deep
In
trouble.
which case, they would be trying to sue history.
I mean, they tried to sue culture. That didn't go well.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what are you guys doing?
I'm just looking at it. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just like sitting there looking at him.
Do
Just
I know who this is? Would I have heard of this guy?
If you want, make an intelligence check to see if you can recall who this person is. It's not high DC, but
Well, I'm gonna take the intelligence check too.
Dang.
Okay, so that is a 7.
So I think this means that Boogie might not know, but Wendy does. And it's not, and I don't think she's gonna tell me.
So, out of just context clues, you've heard
Wait, hold up. Let
the
me.
name.
I'm trying to roll too. It's not really going well for me because you know
Mobile.
this mobile's complete dog shit. Yeah.
Roll 20. Work on your mobile. Come on. Please.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Now
Help a VTuber out here. Come on.
let's see. Constitution, intelligence. Here we go. Boom. Did it work? Wait. Is it working?
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
It landed
Yes,
so
it did.
much better for you. I guess that makes sense. You've been out on the field longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you would, Boogie, you would know from kind of taking in context clues, as this person lands, you see that they're, like, what they're wearing, they have, it's a black kind of costume with kind of, like, how do I explain, like, gauntlets as it goes up the arm. This person has, like, wings. Large black wings, like feathered wings, coming out of his back. As he lands and they fold back in.
Birdman.
You see that the kind of helmet that this person is wearing, it has kind of a bird-like shape to it, and you see kind of like lines running up and down like the suit. You see the suit itself looks like it's made to kind of like take a bit of a hit. But from putting a few things together and just going through what you've like probably listened in on like the news or read online, stuff like that. And Silas, you've heard of this person from your time kind of vigilante-ing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This person is known as the infamous Crow, or just Crow.
Infamous.
Yes.
Like, so in which term are we using infamous here? Like, is he a villain or is he a hero?
He's a hero, but
Okay.
at the same time, news media doesn't necessarily always put him in a good light.
And it's like,
Well, howdy up there.
Oh no, he's landed.
Oh.
He's
like-
now like in front of you.
Oh.
the Crow. It's this guy.
So, I'm gonna go out on the limb and say you watched the entire thing.
Oh yeah, no, I watched the entire thing.
I should have started throwing punches sooner.
Yeah.
You were attempting a new strategy. It didn't work out. It's alright.
Do you have like super strength or something?
Not yet. I'll figure it out. I can punch
Not
things.
yet.
I mean, you can always get stronger, can't ya?
She's very
Yeah, but usually people who do this stuff are already pretty strong. And
She's
as
still-
Oh,
She's still working
As
on it.
you
I'm new here.
as you guys are talking, you see your third kind of compatriot kind of step back and then just like
Leave.
shoot up into the air and kind of like move away in like a quick direction and just start disappearing behind buildings. As Crowfeather, I'm like, oh,
What's her
Damn it.
problem? Oh, what's her issue?
Makes sense given his reputation.
What's her issue?
I know this guy. I've seen him on the news, and I've heard him on the streets. The news doesn't really paint him in a positive light. No, not many people put him in a positive light.
Yep, blah blah blah, yellow journalism, blah blah. I'm not too concerned about it.
Maybe, and the news has been known to be quite falsified, given how the media is nowadays. But that doesn't mean I can't be cautious.
So yeah, I can always get stronger. I can like punch things. I can train. But hey, I'm new. Cut me some slack.
yeah, and you are
Boogie. Call me Boogie.
but like
As in Boogie Man.
okay.
It's because shadow powers.
Neat. Boogie.
Boogie. Like, let's boogie. I didn't think it would be so hard to catch on.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I caught on the fraction of a second I heard it.
I thought it was relatively simple.
It is relatively simple.
What about you, dark and brooding? What's your deal?
I think for the sake, just call me Dullahan.
Endless Horseman. Nice. Okay.
At least you get the material I'm referencing.
I tend to get most material. But, Mr. Crow, may I ask what your intention for, like, watching us and not helping us was, perhaps?
Well, let's see. First off, I arrived a little late. I was dealing with something a few blocks down. Secondly, when I finally got here, I see 3 people actively beating up, known gang members.
Pretty cool.
So out of curiosity, I decided just to sit back and see what would happen.
And I know, you're impressed.
The cure is like, if you call our earlier display impressive, he must have extremely low standards.
Oh, trust me, yeah, no. No. As he walks over to...
Let me tune my horn a bit. Jeez Louise.
But as you see, he walks over to, as he kind of steps over some of the unconscious guys on the ground, he's like, okay, just... As he walks over to the statue that they were messing with, and you see he makes a quick motion with his hand, and in it looks like a long black feather is now like between his middle and index finger. As he walks over to the statue, and at the base of the statue, you see he takes the feather and he just brings it down in like a slashing X motion, as the base of the statue just falls to pieces, and the statue, it's made of metal.
Oh, that is sick!
As you see that where he cut the base, the inside seems to be hollow.
Huh.
As he reaches inside and looks, you see he pulls out what looks like a duffel bag.
Someone hit something?
And as he throws it down in front of one of the unconscious guys, and it's like, rule number 1, if they're messing with something, it's probably important. 2, always keep one person conscious until you can get information out of them.
My bad.
But, lo and behold, what I was dealing with was another group of these guys.
Is it a bomb?
Is
it a bomb? Usually when these sort of things happen, they plant a bomb.
Highly doubt it.
No.
They wouldn't.
Yeah,
Highly doubt it. Gangs don't really go. Gangs like these don't really go for terrorism like this. No.
Yeah, that depends on who you go on.
What's inside of this?
But no.
That isn't just
this
money.
Is as he zips open the bag a little bit, you see all manner of drugs, firearms. There's stacks of bills. By the looks of it, these guys have hit a few stashes around.
It's a dead drop.
As he does air quotes, assets that they need.
Typical.
And the reason that they were acting up now was because apparently another gang
found out where they hid it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Typical.
And as you're standing there, you two make a perception check, if you will.
Yeah, sure.
I'll do so. Hold up.
Yep.
Let me just go through this flash. I don't want beginning info.
To touch the screen. Touch the screen.
Okay, there we go. I have to do entire, Okay, here we are. Alright. There we go.
Another 14?
Did it work?
Okay.
Pretty good?
Yes, it did.
Okay, I'm good.
So, as you guys are talking with Crow, you begin to hear sounds of sirens.
Is that for the civilians that they paid up?
Probably a bit of both ambulance and police cruiser. So
I can hear that. Yeah, the police. Yeah, I could hear that variation in the siren tones.
It's for these fools, I bet. Nudges one with foot.
At least someone was decent enough to call 911 about this.
Well, there were gunshots, so if anyone didn't call, but That'd be insane.
Yeah, the
surprised.
Scottish
You'd be
lady had to
surprised.
help some civilians.
Plus, you'd be very surprised given the people that I usually hang with. Or in this case,
That's ominous.
combat.
Eh.
Anywho, I'd rather not stick around for when the police show up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
As he reaches into a pouch along his belt, and he throws both of you these two black cards with a red circle kind of in the middle of it.
Oh, heck yeah! Business card for an infamous vigilante. I think this in my pocket.
Anywho, you can use those just in case you ever need a bit of a hand. I'm gonna get out of here so that way the police don't blame me.
Good
and
idea.
You should probably get out of here too.
Yeah, nope.
So they don't blame you.
Way ahead of ya.
I'm
As
out.
he unfurls his wings and just a gust of wind as he just shoots up into the air.
I suppose it's time for Tarzan. Hey, God.
Show off. Alright. I'm out. Well, Shadow Girl, it was nice meeting you. Hope. And normally I would say I hope we meet under better circumstances. But knowing how you are, not so much.
Later,
I
Mr. Mystery.
I start up the motorcycle and I drive away.
I'm assuming away from the sound of sirens.
Yep.
I do a little half salute as I grab a high ledge from a nearby skyscraper. You know, to Tarzan off. All Spider-Man like.
But yeah, so as you ride away on your bike, and Boogie as you swing through the air, you guys have pretty much survived your first major fight.
See, Wendy, it wasn't that much of a problem. Yeah. There was a lot of guns. But I lived and we won. Chill out for once.
Holy hell, he just arrives and this mid-drive. Holy hell, that actually went not that bad. Yeah, I got shot a couple of times, but I'm kind of used to it, and I think I made a solid first impression upon people. But still, the Crow, a bit of an unexpected development. But what do I do with this now? I should probably do some more research on this Crow to see if what the news outlets tell me are true. Maybe in a way this guy can help. Somewhat.
Okay. So, I'd say at this point it's probably pretty late because it was early, evening when you guys started. So, at this point in time, it would be probably the sun would have set by the time you had both gotten home. I was going to zoom out a little. Yeah, so I will drag and drop you guys. Oh, can I not interact? Oh, okay, yeah. Fix this one first. One. There. And I'll just move you from board. And Well, it's just one thing, and it's in my ear. Ah,
I
okay.
would like to say I swapped out in the alleyway before approaching the door because, well,
You don't want to get caught?
yeah.
Very fair, yes, okay. So, with that, unless you guys want to do anything before you go to sleep and you can take a long rest,
I like to think that I came back. It would be really funny if I arrived at the house and people and my mom and mom and dad are like, welcome back. Oh, are you? Did you come into another altercation? Did you fight more other rival gang members again? Yeah, yeah, the usual. Okay, how many bullets this time? About 5 or 6. I see.
doesn't.
About 5, 6, or probably 7. Uh, all right, darling. All right, darling. I'll bring out the first aid kits. Don't worry. Did you get them? Yeah, they were selling a dead drop at a nearby at an abandoned statue. He was like, was kind of rough, but I managed to pull through. Made a couple of new friends. Oh, new friends! It's about time you started making new friends It's about time you started making new friends in the city. Who are they? Well, I wouldn't really call them friends. We only just met, but so far, I met a medic. I met a medic of a plague doctor and a shadow person. Well, that ain't the weirdest thing I've heard all day. The next thing you'll tell me is that the crow of all people gave you his calling card. Well, the crow.
Just sit back, Ghost. He's doing your job for you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, am I interrupting anything? Like, am I doing anything bad?
No.
You're kind of going off on your own little tangent.
Well, he passed by and gave you his calling card, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Well, I haven't heard many good things about him, darling. You should be careful. Don't worry. Don't worry. Though, you and I both know never to trust. You and I know that we shouldn't totally trust the news. I'm gonna start doing. When you're done, I'll probably start doing research on this guy. See what comes up. Okay, but please be careful. I haven't heard many good things about him. The last thing I want you to do is become some form of lackey to a supervillain or something. Me, a lackey. Well, I have to be worried for something. I'm your mother. Fair point. After she patches me up, I do a bit of research on the crow to figure out
It
who
goes down
this
the
guy
rabbit
is.
hole of
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay. So, just general knowledge about him, or anything specific?
I start looking into the cases in which the crow is involved, and start researching news articles and whatnot while looking through very legally obtained knowledge about what's transpired.
How many air quotes is in that?
A lot of them.
Figure as much.
You know,
Okay, so
gang connections and whatnot.
so looking into it, Crow has been involved in several cases. Mostly, um, he's appeared in um, cases about robberies, drug trafficking, weapons deals, petty crimes, all sorts of stuff.
Hmm.
All of the incidences from several different gangs in the city, but as far as you can tell, none of them necessarily put him as being a part of any of the gangs.
Hmm. And I think I'll do more. I think I'll do more research tomorrow. Right now I'm tired. I got shot 7 times. I think I deserve a rest.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay. So, yes, Alice, you can just go to bed.
Hey, Petra, where did you put the card? Why do you want to know? Because I'm going to get rid of it. No, sis. What if we need it? I don't like the idea of associating with a wanted vigilante. What do you think we're going to be at the end of this? Look, we don't know if this guy has the best of intentions is all. We know better than to trust people blindly these days. Look, sis, look. I understand your temptation. However, we can't keep looking ourselves up. We're just going to shrivel up, not known by anybody. And that is a problem. How? It's lonely, Wendy. Lonely. When the only person you talk to is your sister. Look, if things go south, I'll let you tell me all the I told you so's. Just let me try this one thing. If you get cut deep enough, it hurts me too, you know that? I know. And I'll take responsibility. I'm gonna need my inhaler so more often. I am still not keeping this on my person. It is going in a locked drawer until you need it, okay? Know what? Fair enough. Deal. Do we have any leftovers? Yeah, we should. Grand.
And is that kind of how you end your day?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
It is.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like what time of year I set the game in. I should have remembered, but I'd say right now, since it's I don't remember what time of year I said that this was starting in. I want to say it's close to fall or in like the fall seasons. I can't remember for the life of me. But we'll say that you are currently living in the dorms,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just because you're going to college. But before that, you did say that you have some family still in the city, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be Uncle Jerry.
Okay. We'll say that since it's fall, you are living in the dorms, and there's a good few weeks before the school year starts. You were able to the college itself allows students to move in ahead of time and get acquainted with new people, the areas, stuff like that. So you're able to stay there for as long as you're going to school.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So we'll say that you were lucky enough to get your own kind of little dormitory. You don't share it with anyone, although you would probably assume people who live in the dorms across from you probably think you have a roommate.
Well, I come with my own roommate. Constantly.
Yes, exactly.
Constantly. There's no escape.
So we'll say that you both can take a long rest, get all hit points back and whatnot, and we'll start this next day. So what are you guys doing?
I'm planning on doing more research on the crow, and I've decided to take a different approach to part of my research. I'm gonna go to the nearby. I'm gonna go to the nearby university, more specific, to study the card that he has given me. Perhaps there is some form. Actually, no, it wouldn't even be the university. I would just go to the store and buy a microscope.
Okay. That can be easily done enough. Of course, it's not some like grand, like super impressive microscope. It's like $10. It's a pretty cheap microscope, but hey, you'd assume kids would use it to look at fun insects
Yeah.
and study weird little bugs.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can easily do that. So what are you going to do first?
I'm going to I'm going to grab the card, the calling card that has been given to me, and look at it through the microscope. See if there's anything, interesting about the card itself.
You see that as you take a closer look at this card, it is a smooth kind of plastic-like black card with a red, like kind of circle in the middle. Looking at it, you can tell that the red circle in the middle can be pressed.
So I figured out how it works. All right. I will now proceed to do more news research on the. I will proceed to do more research on the crow to figure out whether or not their person. I don't know, to determine whether or not they are just learn as much as I can about them.
Okay. then you would know that, looking into it, Pro first appeared around 4, maybe 5 years ago. And he's kind of just been. He pretty much like operates throughout the entire city, even though there are some groups of people that would ask him to not do that, but from what you can glean, he does kind of just operate and look after the city in general, whether it be petty crimes or, actual, like, high-profile villains or individuals who are committing crimes.
A standard vigilante. So from what I've established, this guy is a standard vigilante figure in this world. He uses he's a in non-copyright he's basically a Batman archetype. He has a lot of gadgets. He does, crimes of all types. He's basically an average Batman archetype, and that's what I would pretty much figure out about his MO.
Yeah, you can kind of put together that, like, what he does, like, you don't necessarily have anything about, like, other than the fact that he's got wings and what you saw him do when he was, like, right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mainly operates as just like a vigilante of some kind.
Interesting. Well, I think I know where I'm going to do the other half of my research. I begin my walk towards a comic shop.
Okay.
Is it time for me to butt in?
Yes, sure. If you have anything you want to do, then go right ahead.
Petra, are you sure about this whole thing? Yeah, you can't give me the budge, sis. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we might as well consult the person that actually knows this stuff. You mean Uncle Jerry? I read most of the comics like 5 times. Yeah, but he has more information still. Plus, takes the card out of the drawer. He might know a bit more about this card. He keeps up with that sort of thing more often. Yeah. You have a point there. Plus, it has been a while since we stopped in to say hi. Yeah, we could go get lunch later. I like that idea. Well, up and at 'em, sis. Alrighty. Wendy, as gently as possible, trying not to trigger anything, puts the card back in her pocket. She does not trust this thing with a 5-foot pole, but her sister insists.
Okay. So,
yeah.
As you gently and with the utmost delicacy slip the card into your pocket, you begin making your way to the comic shop that your uncle owns. And after a good, 20-ish minutes, are you just walking there normally, or?
She probably takes the bus.
Okay, so, well, either of you, are you just walking there normally, or?
I am walking there normally.
Wendy seems like the type of girl that would take the bus.
Okay.
She has asthma.
So, yeah, I'd say that after you hop on the bus, Silas, you begin walking, and I'll zoom in on this little area here, if I can just... Right. I don't know if you guys can see it on your screens or not, but right here.
Can you ping it?
I am pinging it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so right here, and I will
Weep.
make note of that. You arrive at your uncle's comic shop.
I like to imagine the door has a little bell so it dings when it opens.
I don't know any store that wouldn't have that, so...
Uncle Jerry? Are you in?
So, as you say this, you see from...
Oh,
So,
okay.
it's a pretty straightforward, just kind of square interior, but, lining the shelves are, like, merchandise and memorabilia. There are, just on the floor these, displays just packed full of different comics that your uncle has, organized by, like, publisher. And, of course, you know, he doesn't necessarily keep track of, like, which ones are in order. More of that these characters belong to this universe, these characters belong to this universe. They're not going to interact because, of course, the publishers aren't going to do what the fans want and have, you know, this group of characters fight this group of characters. That'd just be really dumb and stupid, and they don't want to listen to what people are saying. But we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, that's Uncle Jerry's rants, all right.
But near the back of the store, there is the counter, and behind the counter there's a door into like a back room that also leads upstairs to where he lives in the like building above. So you see the back of his head first as he's like opening the door with his back, holding like two big boxes full of who knows what, as he's just balancing his way, just carefully, trying not to drop it. And then, with kind of a thud on the ground, he places them on the counter. And just, oh my goodness.
Uncle Jerry, hi.
As he's just like panting, as he just looks up. Oh, Petra! Oh, hi! Oh my god!
Oh, Petra isn't out right. Petra isn't out right now. She's down there.
All right.
Boogie waves.
Wendy, correct. Yeah. Oh, so your uncle? You've told your uncle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uncle Jerry's a trustful soul.
Okay.
They've lived with him for ages.
Okay.
Probably the only person that
Also,
does know.
Also, I will tell you this, Jade.
Yeah?
I went through a lot of ideas of when you told me, oh yeah, I want to have an Uncle Jerry. And I'm just like, okay. Don't do the other thing, don't do the other thing, don't do the other thing.
Hi.
But
Seems you got a lot of new issues. Those are what they're called, right?
yes, as you see him, he pulls a little it looks kind of like a letter opener. He kind of opens up the packing tape that is around these boxes. And he opens it up, and it's just like, got some old issue comics in here. And he just slaps the side of the box, then he goes to the second one and opens it up, and inside you see, they're full of, old school action figures.
Oh, that's
found these
sick.
at a yard sale, actually.
Huh.
Person didn't even know what they were priced at. I got them for, $30. It was great.
How many garage sales have you made within the past month?
Man, the memorabilia is so great. So great.
I remember one time when you managed to hit 30 of those one spring.
And we will not talk about how delirious I was after that. But what do you need, kid? What can I help you with?
Petra has decided to put herself out there, so to speak.
You
And
started dating?
No. 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 Basic.
Okay. Next you're gonna tell me you're gonna try and be a superhero.
That's exactly what she wants to do.
As he's turned around and he's got he's going through a stack of some of the comics just to see the condition they're in. As he then just they slide to his hands. What?
Yesterday she went on beat up a gang with a dead drop, and an infamous vigilante showed up and gave her this. Be very careful. I don't know how it's activated. And we figured if
What?
Boogie's Petra has designed a whole superhero persona and made her quote unquote debut the other day.
Okay.
And she got noticed by the Crow, who gave her this card, which is a calling card in case she needs help. And I don't know if I trust it, but she insists, and I don't know how it's activated. I figured if she's doing this, she might as well do it right, and you know more about this than either of us.
Okay. So first off,
Yes.
why?
Would you rather
Why?
Would you rather talk to Boogie right now? Would you rather talk to Petra? Would that be easier?
More just why on why? And
Why what?
You met the Crow.
I didn't. Petra did.
But weren't you physically there?
Yeah, but I was in the brain. That's what happens when we swap out. Only she remains somewhat conscious because she's the shadow.
Okay.
Would it be easier
And
if,
so
if I have her explain the situation?
you could sure try. I'm still just trying to process that my niece is now some sort of vigilante and met the crow on their first
Come on,
run
Uncle
out.
Jerry. Come on. Let's talk in the bag with the couch. Come on.
Okay, so I guess you lead him to the
Yeah.
back. Silas, at this point, you walk in. There doesn't seem to be anyone like at like the counter or anything, but the comic book store is open.
Huh. I guess. Hello? Anyone?
Oh frick! You have a customer. I suppose the situation can wait. Can you conceal yourself? Can you compose yourself for a moment, Uncle Jerry?
Sure.
Sorry,
Alright.
sorry to dump this all on you. I should have known.
By the way, Ghost, I should have you know that I imagine Silas being a regular at Jerry's because Silas loves the comic stuff. You know, he loves superheroes and whatnot.
Okay.
You know. So I'm pretty sure Jerry would be familiar with Silas.
Okay.
Just wanted to throw this out there so it doesn't, hit, so you don't encounter an unexplained bit.
Okay.
Uncle
So,
Jerry, you can handle the customer. I'll help with the helps us sort the action figures.
Hello?
Okay.
Jerry,
And
are you there?
As the back room opens up, as he steps up. Oh, hey, Silas. Hey.
Hi. Hi, how are you doing today?
Good.
Alright, so, quick question. Do you have any vigilante type comics around here?
Vigilante type comics. Well, as he goes through and he steps out from behind the counter as he starts like filing through. He goes to like a few different sections. Like you see him, he's just kind of normally he's like vigilante. No, there's one somewhere as he's just going through, and then as he pulls out you see this old kind of like grayish purple cover, and you see a kind of like the guy on the cover looks like a detective. He's got like a gray and purple like suit on, and then like a brown trench coat as he's like in like an action pose, and it just says Warden. It's like here. Warden comic number 1.
I've heard of this one. I've heard of this guy. I've been thinking about trying to read his comics for a while, but I kind of got stuck. But I got sidetracked when I went to Ultra Rangers number 5-3.
The mention of vigilante makes Wendy perk up the suspicion and just kind of keeps an eye contact on Silas, see if it's anything she can recognize, which probably won't be the case. This
Okay.
Yeah.
the girl has way too much anxiety.
But yeah,
As she sorts the action figures.
yeah. Thank you so much for this, Jerry. I'll be sure to return you the Ultra Rangers comic sometime soon. Okay.
Sure.
Hope you're doing well. Later.
Okay. Let's see. Yep. As you exit the store. Okay, so
How long has that guy been showing up?
for a while now. Yeah. Just about. Why?
Seems oddly familiar.
Maybe he goes to your school. Who knows?
Maybe. I'll have to keep an eye out. But here, no. One moment. Come on, back to the thing.
Okay.
Wendy takes a very deep breath before switching out again, just like, okay, Uncle Jerry, do not freak one moment. So, I'm sure you're already aware I can't get out much.
Okay, so you spend the next little bit explaining to your uncle, like, what happened and
Why?
how you heard the news and you went out and fought actual thugs just the other day.
Correct.
And just sitting there kind of trying to take it all in at once.
And then at the end, it turns out the crow was watching the entire time out of curiosity, and he gave me this card. It's really cool, ain't it? And Wendy kind of insisted that we ask for your advice on how to do it right, or if we could trust the card, and then afterwards we could get lunch.
I mean, sure, but I don't know what you expect me to know about
You know all about superheroes.
technology. Yeah, but this is legit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and?
I mean, it's a calling card, right? So
Yeah. We don't really know what exactly needs to be done to activate it, so Wendy's been, really careful.
Well, by the looks of it, it looks like you just press the button and it does something.
That's a really thin button, then. I could barely tell. Okay, first off, thank you. Second of all, do you have advice?
Advice?
Yeah, advice! You've been reading these comic books since you're in your teens. You've been dealing with, and you've been absorbing superhero stuff, both real and fictional, for years. If there's anybody that either of us know anything about this industry, it's you.
Okay. Well, I'm not too sure what kind of advice you're looking for.
Just general. Like, is there a specific thing I should be trading up, and you know, the general stuff. Should I be investing in gadgets?
Do you think you need gadgets?
Not necessarily, but I don't know. That's why I'm asking. You know, just stuff.
Okay. Again, I can't tell you what you need because every person's different.
I mean, you see me. You see what I can do. Sort of, kind of, in mundane settings.
Yes, but you know, not. Do you think you need some kind of gadget?
Again, not necessarily. Maybe some
Okay.
sort of arm bracers, in case I get cut deep enough for Wendy. I don't know.
Okay. As for training, I don't even know where to begin. Because, I mean, as far as I understand, you guys, like, share a body.
Yeah.
So, but you don't have her asthma, so.
Yeah, that is true. Those are her lungs.
So I'm not sure what you want me to say about this kid.
Worth a shot. Where do you want to go for lunch? Crack
And-
Snuggles.
And we cut from there, so that way you can go and eat your lunch. Satellus, what are you up to? You got your comic and are now heading back to your home, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I'm reading the comic while I'm reading the comic while I'm walking, carefully avoiding everyone as possible, and
Okay.
he has a good place to start because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cross-reference the crow's actions with with a whole lot of other comics and see if I can establish a pattern with how Crow operates, and he's starting off with comics and is starting to cross-referencing them with you know, sightings of the Crow, you know, areas where he's most you know, places where he's done the crime fighting. He's basically trying to establish a pattern on this guy. He's wanting to learn as much as possible.
So, reading back and forth between the comic and like your the reports that you have. Again, it seems like most like major crimes and stuff like that, Bro just tends to show up.
Yeah, but it's not about the big crime. It's about the little crime. Because how are you supposed to? Because little crime isn't no. Because little bits of crime like robberies and muggings and stuff like that, usually, the police usually take a while to get there, but after they're notified. But not this guy. This guy appears on the scene while it's happening, and I want to know why. A current running theory is that he has is that he patrols, like he has a patrol pattern, and that's what I'm trying to find.
I mean, from what you would assume, he patrols just about the entire city. Being
Yeah,
able to fly, he can kind of just get everywhere he needs to be pretty quickly.
yeah. But one of my main bits is there's a lot of crime in the city, correct?
A fair bit, yes.
And so naturally there's like a bit of, hey, not every you can't be everywhere and you can't be everywhere at once, but yet somehow with the amount of crime that goes on, it seems like this guy manages to do so due to his flying ability. However, there leaves one question. How does he notice? Like, is it pure coincidence that he manages to be there at the right time at the right place? Or does he patrol certain areas where localized crime is usually rampant?
So again, a lot of crimes that he takes care of, again, it's all over the place, all across the city.
Yeah.
And if he's, as far as you know, if there's the reports that you have, they're specifically about when Ro has shown up to take care of them.
This is gonna be a bit harder than I thought. I start going through several. I start comics that I've obtained digitally, both legally and legally in air quotes.
Okay.
Just trying to establish like to know more about this guy. And so far from what I've learned, his ability to fly is, what contributes exponentially to his response time to the crimes. And would there be a question? Do you think would there be a time where at one point during one day, at one moment during a day that a crime happens and he's on the complete opposite side of the city, only for him to fly like across the city directly towards the crime?
So, are you just looking through like all police reports then?
Police reports, sightings from locals, etc.
Okay, well then it comes down to the question. You said you had some reports, but do you so how would you go about getting like even reports that don't involve Pro?
Well, it would be so far currently, it's only what I can obtain digitally. But I'm pretty sure at some point he would run into a roadblock and
Look
probably
for
just call it there.
newspapers.
What?
Look for newspapers.
Yeah, probably look for newspapers too, yeah. Like, he's looking for any kind of report on this guy.
Okay. So, again, finding reports on Crow is not necessarily hard. He's kind of like, there in the forefront of a lot of like major crimes that go down locally, like in like all areas. Nothing like, huge. Like he, saved people off of like a collapsing building or something like that, because you would have seen said building being collapsed. But again, I'm more trying to understand what are you looking for out of this? Like, you're trying to get information on him, but what kind of information? Like, just where he is, what he does.
It's for multiple reasons. As you said, where he, I'm trying to find his like kind of MO when it comes to his vigilantism. I'm also trying to find, where he does go and whatnot.
You want to
Yeah.
establish a route?
Yeah, I want to establish like a route because I'm taking a bit of inspiration from something that I found that Silas found in a comic, which would be that in this particular comic there was a detective and a flying character, and what he did was he analyzed like his flight routes, like where he usually goes, and goes to the place and finds the places where he mostly frequents.
Okay. So you want to just figure out like how to find him? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, kind of. Even though he has a calling card, I would feel like Silas would be very curious as to, who this crow person is, because at first he's just a standard vigilante, like what he knows of. But I'm guessing, but after like that whole display of semi-kindness that he experienced, he wants to know more about this guy. Because I think what he would have expected from him is that, stop doing this, it's too dangerous, that kind of bit. But he didn't do that, and he's like, huh, that's strange.
Okay. So, again, I'd say that if you want, this is going to be a very, high DC, but you can roll, I'd say investigation.
Okay,
To try and figure something out.
Alright. Let me just pull up the stuff real quick. There we go. Okay, here we are. Now, one moment. The mobile version. One moment.
Thank
It's
you.
Giving me a hard time.
Thank you for the premium gold membership, Alchemy. You have, and because of that, you have triggered sweetness or suffering. Oh, which would you
God, I
like?
hate this. Ghost, can you roll? Can you make the roll for me, please?
Mercy.
And
Thank you so much.
Yes, please.
Let's see.
Gummy bear. Tasty.
Okay, that would be a 7 total.
Yeah, that ain't working.
Yeah, with everything you've got, it's showing him
I'm a benevolent
all
tyrant.
over the place.
Thank you, Alchemy. You're a very
So
good
it's
witness.
a little hard to necessarily find and pin him to one specific area.
So he doesn't have a. So he doesn't have any. So he does not have any routes or patrol places or places he frequents. But how does he know the crime happens?
Spidey sense. I just. Obviously, in his case, it would be bird sense.
But anything else that you two are doing?
Right now, just catching up with Uncle Jerry. It's been a bit. It's been a bit.
Okay. Okay.
We've been like so worked up and like getting the dorm room situated, establishing whose chores were whose. You know, we haven't been able to catch up with Uncle Jerry.
Okay. So I'd say you spend the rest of the afternoon catching up with your uncle. Just
Yeah,
lunch.
unless something comes up.
Not that you know of.
Yeah, precisely. I do imagine like the news app on Wendy's phone is set to notifications in case anything does happen.
Okay.
By the way, did I accidentally mute myself or?
Yeah, you were muted, yes.
Okay, that was my accident. That was my B. I was going to say that. I was saying that, unless this guy has an extreme form of luck or some form of notification system via the news network or a police scanner, the only explanation for how he knows the crimes are happening would be heightened senses.
You know, if you're looking into superior RPGs, I heavily recommend Mutants and Masterminds, made in immortal mummified sorcerer whose secret lair is basically Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild's Five Beasts of the Desert. Oh, that's cool! Cool alchemy.
That is pretty cool.
Okay, so are you guys doing anything else?
No.
Unless anything comes up, nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what are you guys doing with the rest of your day? Just
The rest of my day would be spent. Like after coming to that realization about the whole heightened senses bit. I think he would leave his research notes at that and probably call it a day. And he would probably watch the newest episode. He would probably watch the newest episode of whatever sci-fi nerdy show is popped up around that day.
okay.
Wendy doesn't need to go grocery shopping till later this week. She could just vibe.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I would say after you have lunch with your Uncle Wendy, Silas, you begin just watching whatever show comes on, and another day passes by, nothing happens.
I'm gonna pass by Jerry's to return the comic.
Okay. So you can easily walk in, you can say hello, drop off the comic, and then go about your business.
Okay, so do we enact the scene with Jerry and him, or is it just, you know?
I mean, don't have to unless you have something like specifically you want to say to Jerry.
All right then. Hi, Jerry. I'm back to return this comic, your awarded comic over here. It was very great. I should probably look more into the series.
Wendy probably went back
yeah.
to the dorms.
I mean, it's a good read.
Yeah. This does leave me with one question though about the warden. Perhaps you should. In the comic, I noticed that the warden knows where the crime's happening before it, while it was happening, and the police showed up like way afterwards when he already roped up everyone. How do you think he managed to get there so fast? How he managed to know about it faster than the police and get there faster?
I mean, that might just be due to it being a comic. I mean, also he's a detective, so you know.
That could
Gotta solve the mystery, right?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, that's about it. That's about it. Hope you have a great day, Jerry.
Yeah, you too, kid. Stay safe out there, and hopefully nothing
Because
crazy
he's just
happens.
that smart is probably the explanation. Fair enough, Alchemy.
There we go. But yeah, so
Hey, Petra, remember that guy from the comic shop the other day? Yeah, Uncle Jerry said his name was Silas, right? Didn't he seem oddly familiar? Sort of? I don't think I follow. I don't think... When we got back to the dorm, we didn't really see anyone that looked like him now, did we? No, we didn't. There's something about the hairstyle, though. It's on the tip of my tongue. Not that I really have one. Hey, Petra? Yeah? If you run into the same guys you did last time you decided to do your vigilante work, keep an eye out. I think I'm picking up on what you're saying, sis. And if so, that would be a wild meeting. Yeah, it would. Anyways, is today grocery day? I think it is. Shoot! Dang it. Hey, on the bright side, this means I cook something fresh. Yeah, you're right. Grocery day. Wendy hates grocery day.
okay, so
Wendy
I would
hates
say that
grocery
you can quite
day.
easily go out and get groceries.
Wendy doesn't like the idea of being looked at.
Gross eyes.
She doesn't like being perceived. Too many people in the grocery store. People keep looking. People keep looking at her eyes.
But yeah, you are quite easily able to go and get your groceries.
With significant difficulty because poor girl is just involved with anxiety. She trusts no one
What about you,
or
Silas?
anything.
Are you doing anything? Do you return the comic? Is there anything else you're doing?
Bop.
Yeah. What?
And
What?
You said you're returning the comic. Is there anything else you're doing?
Well, nothing really much. I think we're just about. Nah, that'd be a bit too cliche. All right, I'm going for it. All right. I'm going directly back home.
Okay.
I want to hear what the cliche was.
I was thinking about just walking down after. Like I literally just walked down. Then I get a call from my mom asking me to pick up some groceries.
But
I'd say that
If
the cliches work
nothing
at
else-
times.
But I guess I'll say that you are easily able to just head on home, and we'll skip to one more day, and then we'll probably wrap it up here since we've been going for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, it is a brand new day. What are you guys doing?
I am most likely doing. I am probably going to take. I'm probably going to do more research on the crow. You know, as per usual.
Okay.
Bug hunt.
And at this rate, I decided that I'm no longer going to be like targeting certain points of information, and instead I'm just going to scrounge for anything I can find on this guy. Because because it doesn't really seem like there's much information that I have obtained by simply targeting one area of knowledge.
Wendy goes on a bug hunt. She can't get the gnawing feeling out of her bones that the Silas fellow either might be up to something, or just is generally peculiar.
Okay.
And it's nearly impossible to ignore.
Okay, yeah, I can, easy enough, you can go out into the, I'm guessing you're just leaving your dorm and then just...
Where is the nearest park?
Trying to think.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Put me back at the scene of the crime before, assuming it's not surrounded in police tape.
You want to go back to where you were fighting those thugs the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me think. Where should mark
Put me
this
there.
down, but-
It had a statue. It was probably, if I remember correctly, that was a park.
I don't think it was. I think it was just just a landmark, not necessarily a park.
Yeah, but there's like probably grass stuff around it, maybe benches.
I mean, sure, I guess, possibly.
And when there's nature, nature and no people around, bugs.
Yeah, but this is also a city.
It's called a cover up, my dear sir.
Well, then you need to tell me that you want to go and investigate where you fought those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just tell me you're going to go hunt for bugs,
Well, yes.
then I can
also,
just say
also
you
hunt,
go and hunt for bugs.
Also hunt for bugs. You could do both.
Okay, let's see. I don't know where you guys were. Yeah, put you not too far from there. I think you were right. No, alright, got it. Fix you. I think you were right. I won't say around here-ish.
Alright, it's been a few days. I don't know if the police already cleaned everything up, but there might be like fabric scraps left over or something.
You're looking for scraps?
Or something. Something
Okay.
that might be something. Remnants of stuff.
As I'm doing research, I kind of had a real something kind of hits me.
Yes.
The crow actually has feathers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I noticed that,
Feathers fall off. They molt.
yeah, precisely. So I decide to go back to the scene of the crime to find any leftover feathers to see what I could do with them.
Okay, so you also want to go back and look.
Yes.
Okay. Boop. So,
Oh, frick, we got company.
Wendy, as you're looking around, looking for anything.
Bugs, quote unquote.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, continue, Ghost.
And, so as you walk back to, where you fought those thugs a few days back, and, you see someone is already there.
I immediately hide like the antisocial dude that I am.
Okay, Wendy, make a perception check to see if you take notice of Silas. Okay, Silas, do you need me to roll for you real fast? So, you're
Yes,
just being
please.
stealth. Okay. Let's see. Oop.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, that is a 19. So you see a person and immediately duck into like the nearest corner, and you make a bit of noise. But Wendy, when you look, you don't say anything. You think maybe something just kind of blew by.
Better than a squirrel. Alrighty.
I take a moment to take a look at her.
Okay.
Petra, why
At
do you
the
always
squirrel.
need to get us into these situations?
She seems a bit. Sorry, continue.
She has one of her jars out. One of her bug catching jars.
She seems like an average girl, dresses a bit regularly. The cleft lip is a bit of a unique feature, and she seems to be hunting for bugs. No one really too harmful, but I think I'll stay where I am.
Why do you always get us into these situations, Petra? Look, yes, I know. Sir, I look at the remains of like the statue of the holodeath statue. See if there's anything left in there. Maybe like some sort of marking or something. Some sort of symbol, maybe, of the gang that was there.
I'm looking at her watching, and it's like she's taking a very particular interest in the statue there. I doubt any kind of bugs will be laying in there.
What do I have to roll?
Roll an investigation.
Frick. My rolls still suck.
Let me see here. Okay.
What? Oh yeah. I almost forgot to say something. Is she one of those people? She seems to be talking to herself. No, she referenced a name. Petra. Is that her name? Like he is closely analyzing her.
I'm a little surprised you didn't recognize her from the comic shop.
Mostly because I didn't see you. You were in the back.
No. The action figures
really?
were in the front.
Oh, never mind. Well, in that case, little continuity redo. Wait a minute. She's the girl from the front. The one that was organizing the action figures. Would you mind if I make a quick investigation roll for something in particular?
What are you looking for?
Well, I doubt that the area is I'm trying to see if I'm rolling if whether or not my character notices that her shadow is acting strange compared to normal shadows.
Oh, I thought you would have wanted to try to roll to see if Uncle Jerry said anything about his nieces.
Although that is a pretty good idea.
Shadow first.
Shadow first.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, roll investigation.
Can you roll for me, please?
Right, I keep forgetting that you don't have access.
Fucking mobile. I'm sorry.
Investigation.
Oh.
Yes!
24.
Lucky man!
So, As you kind of just watch her, you do in fact see that her shadow, like, the sun is kind of like overhead, so the shadow's like kind of like in front of her, but you see that if you look closely enough, you can see that like the shadow itself kind of like ripples almost.
And the movements are a bit delayed.
Huh. This is a bit coincidental. Starts typing out notes on his phone. And now I think I should make another investigation check for, or wait, would it be an investigation check or a memory check for Jerry, if Jerry's reference to his nieces?
That'd be more of an intelligence, just to see if you remember him ever talking about dead nieces.
Okay, I roll an investigation check.
No, just
Intelligence. Straight intelligence.
You're not,
Straight intelligence.
yeah, because you're not trying to look into it. It's more if you remember him saying anything about his nieces, or that he does have nieces. So let's see. That is an 8. You don't remember Jerry saying anything about having nieces.
Or family members in general.
Must be some form of intern or employee at the shop. But what would a bug girl? But what would a girl who likes bugs want, go into a comic store? I guess it's probably she probably needs it for the money for these kinds of activities. But her
And
shadow.
back to the 7 that you rolled, Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around the statue, it doesn't look like there's really anything like huge or anything, but you do see it looks like a little folded piece of paper.
I pick it up.
Okay, you pick up the piece of paper.
What does it say? Does it say anything?
You see that it is, it looks like someone, like, took a piece of paper and, like, tore it from, like, a larger sheet of paper. But, you see on the paper, Friday Museum Night.
Is that all the information that's on there?
As far as you can see, yes.
It says nothing about the time? Like 3 a.m., 4 a.m.? Alright. I steadily put it in my pocket. And continue to look.
I type it down on my piece of paper. Not my piece of paper. My notes about the paper that she found. Quit. Types in. Never mind. He would just type in. She found a piece of paper at the scene. Contents unknown.
Okay. So, anything else you were doing?
continue to look around, see if there's like scraps. Yes, I know, Petra. Yes, I know. Fine.
So I'll say
You're lucky it's not going to be a school
if
night.
you want to try and find anything else, roll another investigation, see if you find anything else. 14. Okay. While you are looking through, you do find a few centipedes on the ground that were, scuttling away from where you were, messing with the base of the statue.
Wendy lights up, just like, score! Scoops him up in the jar.
What's that? Meanwhile, I'm still typing notes. She doesn't really seem to address Petra as herself, but rather someone else that she's conversing with. Multiple personality disorder, maybe. Or, and then it hits me. Or talking to her own shadow. He's studying. He is studying her very avidly, just by watching and taking notes.
Okay.
Alrighty. I think that's all you can get here. And I hope the feeling of being watched right now is just my anxiety. Alright. Let's gonna move on.
I wait for her to get out of the area and into the city before I come out of hiding and start doing my own investigations of the area. See if I can find anything else that she may have missed.
Okay, so yeah, that'd be another investigation. Let's see if you get anything good.
Dang.
That's no weapon. So you go through and look. You don't necessarily find anything that really
Substantial?
points to anything. Yeah.
Wendy grabbed the one piece of useful stuff.
So there doesn't really seem to be anything here. I checked inside the statue, which was that first investigation check, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
All right. Now I start scouring the area around the statue for anything, whether it be evidence of whether it be stuff related to the gangs or feathers from the crow. Another investigation check.
Okay, let's see. 15. You look around. Nothing of the gangs, and you don't see any feathers anywhere.
Wendy grabbed the one thing.
So that girl might have grabbed the one bit of evidence that was here. I start texting. I pull up my phone and text my mom. Hi, Mom. I'm going to be a little late. I'm going to be arriving home a bit late. I have some unfinished business to attend to. When I text her that, I immediately walk out in the same direction as Wendy. Yes, I'm following her.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah, you easily message your mom and tell her that you'll be out.
Silas is such a mama's boy.
Can't.
So is there
I
anything
feel.
else that
I
you
feel like it's. I think there might be potential to say that Wendy is getting the increasingly increasingly the hunch of being watched, which he does not like.
Okay.
I could say that's. Reasonable. Maybe she's on high alert.
Okay.
And Silas is trying his best not to be spotted.
Okay, and you're just following Petra and Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Petra, do you see anything?
So, what are you two doing?
I'm trying to get back to the dorm. I have what I grabbed something for me. I grabbed something for sister. The city is not being very nice to me. It never is. Oh God, it's okay. Petra, do you see anything back there? Oh, okay. Just need to make it home. It's okay. Ugh.
While and
repeat
follow
that?
her. While I walk and follow Wendy, I start thinking about what transpired in that alleyway to see if I can make any connections with that weird shadow that I've noticed. Would you mind if I roll an intelligence check to see if I can make any links to any of the people that I've met there?
Sure, yeah, let's see. And? No.
Well,
Nope.
okay.
That is a natural one. That is a natural one.
Rip.
So apart from the weird shadow, there's nothing really much about this girl that is occurring in my brain. The one thing related to shadows was that one lady, and she doesn't have the same kind of mannerisms as this particular one. So I guess that possibility is not so possible.
But still, she has the note.
But still, exactly. But still, she has the note, so I have to keep, I need to obtain it, or at least learn its contents.
Okay, so...
I feel like she would be about to enter the dorms before being stopped, because the moment she goes into the dorms, it'll probably be too crowded. The catcher.
Okay.
That sounds right, don't it?
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Bub?
Yeah?
That sounds right, don't it?
Yeah, that does sound a bit right.
Okay, home
Where's the
free.
socialness
One
go?
moment. Okay, I just open the door and I'll be home free. Then I could have dinner and take a nap. She shakily reaches towards the door to the dorms.
Okay.
Her eyes wide and anxious.
Okay, so yeah, you enter into the dorms building.
Didn't it get stopped?
No.
I ask a nearby dweller of the dorms who that girl is.
Make a just roll to see if you can. Yeah, let's do a perception to see if you see anyone nearby.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, you're not gonna do the roll?
Oh, 13!
No, I just need to get there.
I think that works.
13.
What?
I think that works.
So you look around, and it's like mid-afternoon at this point. You don't necessarily see anyone who's, walking out and about at the moment.
Hmm.
Not only that, but you're technically on a school campus.
He could still probably follow regardless if he pushes through.
Hmm. I'm gonna do something pretty funny.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna, what is it, what is the nearby building to the dorms? Okay, let me...
This one probably.
I'm probably going to, knowing how, I am probably going to, go into a nearby, I'm probably going to go to a nearby,
Even though there's nobody out and about?
no, I'm gonna go to a, no, I'm gonna go to an, I mean, there's nobody out and about, but people are going to be inside of the freaking dorm halls. And that would probably make me a lot more noticeable.
Possibly.
Basically, I'm gonna try to scout. I'm gonna try to look through the windows and see if she's in any of them, and probably look at the and use the All right, so I have two options. I could either follow her through the dorm rooms,
Okay.
or to be more stealthy and less able to get caught, sort of climb the fire escape next of the building next to it, climb the building next to it, and try to spot her through the windows, and see if I could find her room.
So you could break in?
Not so I can break in, so I can know. Well, not so I can break in, so I can know where she is. So I can establish a plan later.
Okay, well then, this comes down to whether Wendy or Petro would leave, blinds open or closed.
Wendy's agoraphobic. Those blinds are closed.
Okay, so this leaves me only on one option.
So you climb up, and you see that only a few windows are open, so you're not entirely sure.
Well, you gotta follow. Because blinds.
Well, I gotta follow. But I'm gonna do so very, very carefully.
Well, you're already inside, and I don't know any place that would just let, non-students into a student building.
Do they? Hang on a minute, let me do something real quick.
Yeah, like dormitories, I highly doubt that they would just let anyone just walk in. Also, I'm fairly certain that the dormitories would be split up between men and women's dormitories.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Split dormitories?
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh, I didn't know that. Well, I guess I'll call off my following bit there. Because I can't really do anything without getting caught.
Okay. So, anything else?
I note down in my notes the location of this particular dorm, and then I start heading home.
Okay.
Knowing since she's probably some form of frequent in the just in case she's a frequent of just in case she's a frequent at that comic store, I'm going to pass by the comic store more often and to grab some comics and to keep an eye on her.
Okay. I think with that, Wendy, Petra, you have the note with it saying museum, Friday, night.
What day of the week is it now?
It is Wednesday.
Wednesday, so we have 2 days. We have 2 days. Okay. And I know Petra's going to want to go there. Go beat up the guys. Because no doubt it's going to be another gang thing. Ugh. Why do I let her do these things?
The real question is, what day is it today in this case?
Wednesday. Ghost just said.
Oh, okay, never mind, sorry. Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely going to, frequent places that I know she frequents often, like the comic shop and the dorms. And most likely, yeah, that's about it. I don't really have any evidence to conclude that she's some form of superhero, so that thought wouldn't even click in my mind, in his mind.
Still probably gonna ask about the note.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, with note in hand and several questions up in the air, I think we're going to end here. So, thank you everyone so much for joining me today. Jade, Curbs, thank you for playing. If you guys like what you see, follow me here. Today. You can also follow links to my YouTube channel, that's for KBT. Their videos are on Wednesdays and the shorts are on Mondays. If you want to check this out, I would appreciate it. And also check out these two. They're pretty great.
This has been your Known Earth Alien airing live. Remember, never forget that Jade is watching. See you. Bye-bye.
This is your PK, signing out. See ya, see you all next time. Later.
Boo?
And... Boo.
Yeah.